Season poll. The Braves finished third in the Missouri Valley last year behind Indiana State and Drake, going 13-7. The SIU Salukis are under first-year coach Scott Nagy, and they've been picked to finish 7th in the preseason poll. It's a conference opener for both schools tonight. Welcome to the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Game of the Week. The Valley on ESPN, as the Southern Illinois Salukis play host to the Bradley Braves. And welcome into the Banterra Center. We're in Carbondale, Illinois, along with Rich Zavosik. I'm John Rooney, and welcome to coverage of the Valley as the Valley begins its 118th season of men's college basketball. And tonight, the preseason pick, Bradley, is here against SIU.
And Scott Nagy starts his quest to rekindle that tradition for Southern Illinois, trying to get the Salukis back into the tournament for the first time since 2007. Meanwhile, Brian Wardle, in his 10th season, returns 6 players, including 3 starters. And as John mentioned, the preseason pick, they are long and they are deep,
including Darius Hannah. Now, we're going to feature Darius Hannah right off the top here, Rich. He's a multi-dimensional player.
He is the epitome of a Missouri Valley Conference player. He has gotten better each and every year over his 4 years here. He's got a chance to be in the top 15 all-time in block shots and in rebounds. And he has added the three-point shot this year, shooting 53% from the floor. And then on the flip side, you have Kennard Davis. Kennard Davis has exploded this year after being a freshman, showing plenty of promise. This year, averaging over 32 minutes a game. He leads the conference in steals. He is 6th in the conference in scoring. Very good off the dribble. Has also added the three-point shot to his game this year.
Let's get Rich Zawosik's keys to the game, brought to you by Union One.
For Bradley, it is space and shoot. They shoot 43% from the three, almost 12 threes a game, and then defensively they got to wall up and finish. This is a Southern Illinois team that wants to push the ball. They create their offense in transition, and then they got to challenge shooters and box out. Big war on the glass tonight for both teams.
Discover better banking for all with Credit Union One, the official deposit partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Learn more at c-u-1.com. And we're underway with the Valley Conference opener here at Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois. Number 3 is Zeke Montgomery, coming back to the program for the Bradley Braves. Allison contested. 21 is Duke Dean. 4 on the shot clock. Montgomery converts. Well, you were talking about threes.
Welcome back, Zeke Montgomery, to the Missouri Valley Conference.
Number 32 is Jared Hensley. And his scoring has picked up over the last 4 games for the Salukis.
Salukis a little bit different than a year ago, where there was stingy defense. Now it's about scoring, averaging almost 80 points a game as he kicks it off his foot. But look for Southern Illinois to attack and attack quickly.
So Deba very quick to the inline, but he turned it over and back to Bradley, with Bradley leading 3-0 on the Zeke Montgomery 3-ball. And here's Dean. He's cut off by Hensley. And there's another shot from the outside. This one for 2. As Duke Dean found the opening, and it doesn't take him long to get rid of the ball, Rich.
Quickest release in the conference. He's looking at Darrell Brown, former Bradley player on the bench, former MVP. Perhaps Duke Dean could be the MVP this year.
That goes off Mayo's hands, but he's able to recover. Number 30 is Kennard Davis Jr. Rich was talking about him in the open. Mayo nearly lost it again over the shoulder, but 2 on the shot clock. Throws up an air ball. That's a shot clock violation. Turnovers the last 2 times down the floor for the Southern Illinois Salukis.
Terrific team defense by Bradley, and not surprising, 6 returnees, 3 starters in this
era of transfers, Brian Wardle has kept his squad intact as they're trying to make a run for another conference championship.
Well, Malavi Leons has moved on to pro ball right now. He was the defensive player of the year in the league last year. Montgomery open, but that rims out. And a rebound from Massey, who averages 4 rebounds a game for the Salukis. All the way in, and 2 free throws coming up for Kennard Davis Jr.
John, it's a little different offense for Southern Illinois. Last year you had Xavier Johnson, who dominated the ball, had one of the best years in conference history. As we take a look at Kennard Davis in transition, getting fouled, going hard to the rim. But this year, with Scott Nagy's offense and with Elijah Elliott going down with a knee injury, it is going to be a case where there's going to be multiple guys playing the point guard position and handling the ball out front.
John Davis, a 69% shooter, goes 2 for 2 to put the Salukis on the board, trailing 5-2 in the first half. You mentioned Elijah Elliott coming over from University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. He was averaging 14 points a game at the time of his injury.
Huge loss going down in that Florida game.
And that's knocked out of bounds by Ali Deba. Deba, a senior from Stockholm, Sweden. 16 on the clock, 16 to shoot for the Bradley Braves, who lead 5-2 in the early going here in the Valley. The head coach of the Braves is Brian Wardle. Played his college basketball at Marquette, Milwaukee. Then he coached at Green Bay before taking over the program in Peoria. Oh, quick move to the end line, and that turnaround shot gives Montgomery 5 in the first half. Bradley is doing a pretty good job of trying to interrupt the flow or trying to keep any consistency in the offense for SIU. And that shot rims out for Hensley. Hensley is able to get the loose ball and blocked by who else? 35, Darius Hannah. Hannah has blocked 112 shots in his career.
And we have somebody down. I can't quite tell who that is.
And they're helping Duke Dean.
Dean may have gotten the wind knocked out of him.
And Duke Dean will get a breather. Dean, of course, the preseason first team and MVC Player of the Year pick. And Demarion Birch. He was out 3 weeks with a foot injury, a game time decision, and he is in with Dean going over to the bench. 18 on the shot clock for the Salukis, trailing in this one 7-2. Nothing along the block. Little help there by Davis. Davis trying to create something inside. Oh, nice touch.
You know, Davis has made that jump from a freshman where he showed flashes to now averaging over 32 minutes a game.
Here's Birch stepping in. He's quick getting inside. Rimming out to Massey. Good ball movement that time by the Salukis, but they couldn't connect on the 3 ball. Off the miss by Davis. Bradley can play with just about any pace, can't the Braves?
They're very good in the half court. They always look to push it on a miss, try and catch you off balance. But as you say, John, slow it down.
With 9 on the shot clock. In and out for Antoine Massey with good rebound position for the Salukis. The Salukis are trailing this one by 3. Damian Mayo Jr. was at Missouri State last year in the lineup for SIU. And a block by Zeke Montgomery on Deba's drive. And Bradley will have the ball when we come back at 15:39 left in the first half. Bradley on the road at SIU leads by 3.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Take a holiday from cooking this year with Popeye's Festive Family Box. Loads of biscuits, regular sides, and of course, our crowd-pleasing chicken, all for $20. This year, everyone gets exactly what they want.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
And Doug.
Whoa, Limu, we're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You've got a Pepto predicament, Ace. You overdid it on the loaded fries, and now your gut is in the gutter. But the pinheads are making a comeback. Undo it with Pepto Fast Melts.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
So you can keep on rolling. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
The Valley on ESPN. State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. With Rich Zabosik, I'm John Rooney. It's the Valley on ESPN as we open up the 118th season of Missouri Valley Conference basketball. How about this block coming up, Z?
Well, John, we talked about walling up. That's what Brian Wardle said his defense had to do. That's a perfect example with Zeke Montgomery. He doesn't allow the driver to get in the paint. He walls up, forces him outside the lane, and then finishes with the block shot.
I was kidding with Coach Z before the game that every time I hear the national anthem, I have a bad game. You said you had a player like that one time.
My very first year as head coach at St. Francis, Darwin Purdy came up to me. He had the most awful look on his face. And he said, Coach, I play bad. I said, you know what? Coaching adjustment, number one. We never played the national anthem again. We played God Bless America by Kate Smith, and Darwin went on to be the all-time leading scorer.
What a coach you are. Did you get Coach of the Year for that year?
I did, actually.
Well, see? Boy, what a start.
Helps when you got good players.
And going to the floor, it's tied up. And Saluki basketball with Ali Deba right there in the middle of it. I've been anxious to watch him play.
John, you know what else helps? When your best player, Darius Hannah, dives on the floor after a loose ball.
Number 32 is Hensley, who came to this program from Cincinnati. Oh, the spin move inside, but Hannah altered that shot as Davis was able to get the ball back inside. Antoine Massey's first field goal. And quickly on the other end, off the miss, here comes Kennard Davis Jr. And we have a travel contact, but the only whistle is for a traveling call, giving the ball back to the Braves, leading 7-6 at 14:50 to go in the first half. Coming into the lineup now is Rollins Aligbe, number 0 for SIU. Hamid Jonovich, number 14 in the red jersey, in for Bradley. And 22 on the floor, Jaquan Johnson, a freshman from Milwaukee. Inside, strong move, and a block results in a foul. Hannah getting to the rim, and he'll get to the free throw line. Drew Steffi just into the game, commits his first foul. He's a redshirt freshman out of Frisco, Texas.
Terrific pick and roll. Nice bounce pass between the defenders by Birch. One Milwaukeean to another.
Hannah had lots of room after getting the step on Steffi, who committed the foul. And another free throw coming up for Darius Hannah.
John, you mentioned earlier about Brian Wardle playing at Marquette and his deep roots in Milwaukee. And
His assistant, Jimmy Foster, has done a great job of mining that area. You think about Darius Hannah comes first, then you get Demarion Birch. Now you got Jaquan Johnson, an outstanding high school player.
How about keeping that alive now? Off the miss by Hannah. Johnson gives it up to Dean. Dean will take the shot from outside. And up big and strong on the rebound. That's Jared Hensley. Steffi committed the foul on the other end a moment ago. Now part of the offense for SIU with Deba on the outside. 14 minutes to go in the first half. Deba with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Davis. That is short. And Bradley the other way. And off the steal. Good hands by Kennard Davis Jr. Montgomery cuts him off.
You got a mismatch with Dean on Hensley in the post. They get it switched.
Deba for three. Off the glass and the rim and down to Johnson. Johnson for Bradley, leading by 2. Hannah way out front for Johnson. Oh, Johnson quick to the inline. And we have a foul called. The Duke Dean on the pivot. And a foul against SIU. Deba committing the first foul. And the second foul on the Salukis in the first half at 13 minutes to go. And to inbound the ball, Zeke Montgomery.
John, we talked about the scoring ability of both of these teams, but why should we have been surprised that both teams are playing solid defense? Dean, terrific inbounds play. Brian Wardle.
Right to Duke Dean, who knocks down his first 3 of the night, giving him 5 in the first half. And here is Steffi. SIU has out rebounded Bradley so far 9-3 and 4-1 on the offensive glass. Sheridan Sharp, he was going to be a redshirt this year, and the long outside shot no good for Steffi. Bradley looking to build on a 5-point lead. Johnson lost the ball. Out of bounds with 21 on the clock for the Bradley Braves from the inline. He's quick to the inline, isn't he?
He really is. He's between him and Dean. You're talking about 2 of the quickest players in the conference.
Hensley out, Mayo back in, a change for the Salukis. And 21 on the clock here with the inbounds pass for Johnson. He was short with his shot. Offensive rebound by Bradley. And right there in the middle of it.
So unselfish, John.
Oh, my goodness. And it's 14-6 Bradley.
And now you can see how Bradley averages over 11 threes made per game.
Boy, they seem to find an opening, get rid of the shot in a hurry. And they have been deadly from the outside behind the arc. And over the rim for Aligbe. And that's a held ball. And Bradley has the possession arrow with 11:40 to go in the first half. Bradley's the preseason pick and on a 6-game winning streak with a 7-1 record, leading 14-6 in Carbondale.
This is a nightmare.
Someone called for a nightmare.
Hang on. That's your nightmare? Some roof damage? I'm a professional. I deal with real nightmares. You just need to sing the State Farm jingle.
State Farm jingle?
Do it!
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm can help with your claim. We're here when you need us.
Great. Can you get rid of it?
Ooh, we getting rid of. Wait.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's more than an attraction. It's a destination.
Spend a day doing it all. Can we go for a ride? That's amazing! So where's this?
It's all here at St. Louis Union Station.
Plan your visit at stlouisunionstation.com.
Whether your day starts early or goes late into the night, brings the discovery of something new, or just the work of getting it done, it's all easier with a little help. At Great Southern Bank, we understand the importance of having a trusted, reliable support team who can offer you helpful resources and smart options to make the most of what you have and build on it, with possibilities that inspire you to keep going. Find your support team at GreatSouthernBank.com. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Bradley has a 14-6 lead. Zeke Montgomery has 8 of those points for the Braves. And we have tonight's Larry Bird Watch. That's the Larry Bird Trophy presented by Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters. Member FDIC and 3 very good candidates.
Outstanding. And 2 in this game. And then Bennett Sturts at Drake is off to a terrific start. The transfer from Northwest Missouri State was named the MVP of the Charleston Classic. The youngsters. You got a senior, you got a junior in Sturts, you got a sophomore in Davis. The future of the Valley is in good hands.
Great Southern Bank of the Valley are proud to recognize the league's Player of the Year with the Larry Bird Trophy. The ball belongs to Bradley after the timeout. Could we have a newcomer of the year and a Larry Bird winner in one player?
Ooh, there could be this year.
Sturts.
Drake off to a 7-0 start.
You never know. We're just getting started, though. Long way to go to get to Arch Madness in St. Louis. From the corner, and that's an air ball down to Kennard Davis Jr. Steffi looking inside. Nothing there with Aligbe. And too short with Sharp driving into the lane. And the ball goes back to the Bradley Braves, leading 14-6 at 11:07 to go in the first half here in Carbondale.
Sharp is one of those young Salukis that's going to be expected to pick up the minutes with the loss of Elliott.
Oh, the backdoor play. Montgomery was able to gather the ball in with the dribble and his turnaround. Getting a hand on that one, Mayo. 19 on the shot clock for Bradley. And Dean is out high. A 7-0 run for Bradley over the last 3.5 minutes. Montgomery scored 8 in the first half. Montgomery all bottoms. He's feeling it tonight, Rich.
There's one guy that you cannot leave on the perimeter, and that's Montgomery.
He was at Rhode Island and has come back to the Bradley Braves. Davis backing in. And too high off the glass. Guarded well by Christian Davis. And that's a basket and one as the Salukis are going to the glass.
I love the aggressiveness of the freshman Aligbe. Young man out of Minneapolis. You know, that is really one of the focal points of this SIU program is go to the offensive glass.
Now Aligbe is on the line shooting for a 3-point play.
You see Aligbe just get position.
And the score is 17-9. The first Saluki points in 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Here's Dean across midcourt now for the Bradley Braves. Almar Atlason out high. Oh, an opening for Montgomery, a layup, and he'll be on the free throw line.
Yeah, it was a set play that was called on the dead ball after the free throw. Terrific movement. It got the defense sliding from side to side. Montgomery found the gap.
And Antoine Massey couldn't stop him and commits the foul. Steffi goes over to the bench for the Salukis. While Montgomery steps to the free throw line with just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. And he missed the free throw. Montgomery, an 84% shooter. And he's at 13 points in the first half. Some full court pressure applied by the Braves on the Salukis. Sheridan Sharp just across the line for Davis.
And they fall back into a zone. 2-3 zone, and that is a very long zone with Hannah in the middle.
Isn't it though?
On a wing, almost touching sideline to sideline.
Oh, losing the ball. Hensley gives it up to the Braves, and Dean into the front court. Montgomery is feeling it on the offensive end tonight for the Bradley Braves. Hannah stepping up into traffic. Inside 10 on the shot clock. Adelson with a good catch. And from the corner, a three for Christian Davis.
They just have so many weapons.
In heavy traffic, nothing there for Massey. And Davis is blocked off inside, but Massey stays with it. Another three ball. Atlison is on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. He's a 41% shooter from behind the arc. They all shoot well behind the arc.
Well, that's four different guys with a three already.
Dean after the steal, all the way in, coast to coast. 7 for Duke Dean, and a timeout for Scott Nagy and the SIU Salukis, trailing this one 27-11 in the first half.
Ever wonder why Kit Kats are so delightfully crispy? There's your answer. 1, 2, 3. Tasty wafers covered in creamy milk chocolate. Isn't it nice wafers are having their moment? Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
And try Kit Kat Vanilla.
Mmm, savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning? Nice. Crispy, zesty, ranchy perfection. Hidden Valley Ranch. Only serious about flavor.
Hi. Finally got the night to yourself, huh?
The one day a year my husband works.
Love that for you. Peace. Have a wonderful night.
Happy holidays.
Get help staying healthy through the holidays. Walgreens.
Hi, Bella. Maybe today's your day. It hurts to see them passed over.
Help! She's hurt.
Or in pain. But every time you save one, or find a home for another, it makes it all worthwhile.
Every year, the Subaru Share the Love event donates millions of dollars to charities like the ASPCA.
Good for you, Bella.
Get 2.9% for 72 months, and Subaru and our retailers will make a minimum $300 donation to charity.
Where'd you get those shoes? The ones that are in it to win it. That always make the grade. And take the words out of office seriously. A shoe for every you. At DSW.
Our Missouri Valley Conference standings, a production of the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Marion, the preferred hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference in Southern Illinois. And we are just getting started. This is the conference opener. But there's Drake at 7-0. Bradley is on a 6-game winning streak after losing at Washington State. And Belmont is off to a 6-2 start.
Now, Casey Alexander took an early loss and then has regrouped after losing a couple of starters to transfers, and has Belmont, the Bears, heading in the right direction.
And back here in Carbondale. And the Salukis keep the ball alive after Davis's miss. A three from Jarrett Hensley.
Best time to shoot a three after an offensive rebound. Defense scrambling, make the extra pass. Hensley delivers.
27-14. Bradley with the lead and the ball, and Dean going backdoor for the spinning Darius Hannah. He has 3 in the first half. Right now, Bradley is doing about what the Braves want to do when they have their hands on the ball.
Well, the test they are going to face right now is, can they handle success? Can they stay focused on the defensive end, continue to take good shots on the offensive end?
Massey looking for some help. There's Davis in traffic, in trouble, and a foul with Darius Hannah reaching in. That's his first. The 13th foul on Bradley comes at 7:10 to go in the first half. Davis out, Deba in for SIU. SIU's ball. Corey Thomas contesting the inbounds pass for Bradley. Hensley hit a 3 his last shot. And he feeds low, and the tip goes for Massey. He has 6.
Once again, offensive rebounding is the best offense for SIU.
Bradley has made its last 6 field goal attempts, make it 7. That's Duke Dean. 10 for Dean, 13 for Montgomery in the first half, in the 32-16 lead for the Braves. Here is Mayo. Mayo with the spin move and the shot. His first field goal. Former Missouri State Bear, averaging 3.6 a game. Oh, Dean thought about it. Birch on the outside. And a nice catch there by Corey Thomas. Here's Hannah taking the outside shot. And a rebound for Hensley. Deba off the, no, he didn't use the glass. He was able to float that one in. His first field goal.
A rodeo shot going the opposite way.
32-20 in favor of Bradley. Here's Dean from the outside. And another rebound for the Salukis. Mayo from the outside. No good by Steffi. Inside 5.5 to go in the first half from Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois. The feed low and the basket. Christian Davis has 5 points in the first half.
That is a sign of an experienced team. You've missed a couple of jump shots. Try and get something going to the basket. Great cut by Davis.
But they've worked so well together, and they know where their teammates are going to be.
The benefit of having played together for a couple of years.
Steffi with the catch inside and the turnaround off the glass. Drew Steffi. 34-22 Bradley. Bradley in red. Opening the Valley on the road. Birch with the ball fake. And nice touch off the glass.
I think Birch's foot is fine. The way he jump stopped right there, elevated.
Demarion Birch with his first field goal. He averages 9 a game, but hasn't played all that much. He's had a foot injury, but back in there tonight. What a drive by Deba.
Wow. Just exploded off that drive.
Deba has 4 in the first half. 4 minutes to go until halftime. Dean on the outside along with Birch for the Bradley Braves. Deba picking up Birch. Number 5 is Christian Davis. Dean bouncing low for the Hannah dunk. That looked easy.
It really did. Dean to Hannah. Heard that a number of times over the last few years.
Here's Hensley trying to back in on Hanna, and he got the move on him. Faking right and going left. 5 for Jared Hensley in the first half. Recovered, but then knocked to the backcourt where it's recovered by Duke Dean. Dean with the long pass for Birch in the corner. And a foul called on Damian Mayo Jr. That's the first on Mayo. And we have a timeout. It has been a Bradley first half, doing a little bit of everything, including the backdoor play, the slam for Darius Hanna, who has 5 in a 38-26 Bradley lead.
The thing I miss most about being away from St. Louis is the food. I'm a creature of habit. I've had a lot of people come and visit. I always take them to the place I grew up eating. We have the best food this country has to offer.
Since 1991, St. Louis has served as the gateway to the best men's basketball tournaments. Arch Madness. Experience buzzer beaters, madness, and Missouri Valley Conference glory. And it begins here. The 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, presented by Credit Union 1 and Great Southern Bank, tips off March 6th through the 9th. Celebrate 35 years of Arch Madness. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
At Indiana State University, we're all in for you. So you can be all striving, all thriving, all achieving, all the time. Bring your hustle, your drive, and your ambitions. Match it all with opportunities that make your resume sing. Work on real-world projects as part of your degree. Find your people in a welcoming community. So, are you in?
I just love being back home. I just feel like there's nothing like it. We have great people from St. Louis. Midwest nice is a real thing. You walk past a stranger, hey, how you doing? Those things go a long way, and I think that's really genuine.
It's 38-26 in favor of Bradley on the road to open up the Missouri Valley Conference schedule tonight. We're in Carbondale, Illinois. I invite you to stay tuned for our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. See number 1 there in the huddle. That's Almar Adleson for Bradley. And we have a feature that our good buddy Dave Snell put together. We'll show you at halftime, as well as the highlights, stats. So stay tuned for that as we are finally underway. And, you know, before we know it, Rich, we're going to be in St. Louis at Arch Madness. This season seems to go by in a blur. But each team in the conference will get a couple of games in before the new year. A couple of league games mixed into the non-conference schedule. Montgomery. 15 in the first half. The 5th-year senior from Louisville, Kentucky.
Bradley showing zone for the second time tonight. 2-3 right in the heart. Good job by Hensley.
Oh, nice touch. He has 7 in the first half. 40-28 Bradley. Oh, Montgomery. Atlason on the inside for Jonovic. Jonovic trying to get on the scoreboard. Does. Ahmet Jonovic from Serbia, averaging 6-6 a game for Ryan Wardle's team. Ali Deba. And at the point, Kennard Davis Jr. scored 4 in the first half. Number 30. Davis watched by Christian Davis. And a foul with a good move to the inside. And it's a basket and one.
Just a terrific pass by Hensley. And, you know, Scott Nagy had told us before the game that his team on offense just needs to play basketball. Don't worry about it. Is Bradley playing zone? Are they playing man? Just play basketball. I know that sounds simple,
But that's exactly what they did these last two possessions is Bradley changed up defenses, and it didn't bother the Salukis.
Sykes with the miss after his field goal. And it's 42-30 Bradley. And a whistle and a foul. Basket and one for the Bradley Braves, will lead 44-30. Johnson will be on the line.
You look at Johnson and you say he's only a freshman, averaged 27 a game last year in high school.
I can see why.
Well, he's a former football player, played quarterback, defensive back.
His nickname is Bully.
And I asked them, does that stand for Bulldog? What does it stand for? Well, sometimes it's Bulldog, sometimes it's Bulldozer. I tell you what, that was a bulldozer right there.
I think you're right.
He plays like that. You can call him whatever you want.
And he has 3 points in the first half. Jaquan Johnson, the freshman from Milwaukee. And a save by Mayo. Mayo with the rebound off the Deba miss. And here comes Johnson again, accelerating. He's going to go right to the inline. Montgomery's open again. 18 for him. Off the glass, Davis has his first three-point field goal.
I'm not sure he meant to bank it, but you know what? In the stat sheet tomorrow, nobody will know.
And he has 7. We're winding down the first half here at Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois. And back to the free throw line. Johnson, he'll shoot 2. Steffi picks up his second foul, putting Jaquan Johnson on the line.
You can see as he turns the corner, Steffi was waiting for him to stop, but the scoop, when you're that size, you have a variety of moves when you get into the paint.
And here is Johnson shooting for his 5th point in the first half with 28.8 to go until halftime. And Bradley has made its last 7 field goals. 49-33 Braves. 3 for 3 from the line for Johnson tonight. And Johnson's going to go over to the bench. And coming down to the final 25 seconds of the first half. And with full court pressure, the Salukis need to get the ball across the line. They do with Steffi. And out to number 10. That's Damian Mayo Jr. 5 from the free throw line. Nothing there. And time is going to run out on this first half, or is it? We had a whistle just before the clock hit 0.
I think they're going to call it travel, but now they're going to look at the monitor.
30-second timeout on the court charge to Bradley.
So Bradley has taken a 30-second timeout. They'll take a look at the monitor and reset the clock here for the end of the first half. A first half that Bradley has simply dominated, especially from the outside, and they've been hitting 11 threes a game coming into this one.
They have gotten whatever they wanted here in the first half, whether it's a wide open 3 or a drive to the basket. And Bradley just imposing their will, you know, as you would expect with an experienced ball club.
Yeah, we were just informed by Rick Crawford that that's exactly what Brett Smith and John Hampton were doing over at the scorer's table, determining the time to put back on the clock, as Bradley, once the ball was loose, called the timeout, the 30-second timeout. It's a little longer than 30 seconds with the review, but 0.7 up there until halftime.
Which means that you can catch it and shoot it, as opposed to if it was 0.3 or less, you'd only be able to tip it. So we'll see what Brian Wardle has drawn up here.
That's Christian Davis, the trigger man on the inbounds pass. And the shot will not count, but it's not even close, so no problem as Corey Thomas let it fly. And we're at the half at Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois, with Bradley leading 50-33. And we have our State Farm halftime report coming up, and we'll recap the first half with statistics and with some highlights. And we have a feature on Almar Atlason of the Bradley Braves, so stay with us for that. 50-33 Bradley at the intermission.
Tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I've heard it all my life. Don't buy fancy coffee. But here's the thing. I like my daily dose of vanilla latte. With SEFQ's help, I know I'm managing and spending my money in a way that works best for me. And I can keep track of my spending just like that. Boom. Mobile app. I'll take a muffin too. Since I got an account with SEFQ, I'm doing things my way, and that's what really matters. Ooh, that's good.
Our generation isn't turning away from the world's problems. Watch us fly ahead, rise to every challenge, and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Game time! Wing time! Now it's a tailgate!
Getting together? The bold Louisiana flavors and satisfying crunch of Popeye's wings are always the right call.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
Marshall's buyers travel far and wide to hustle the best deals on amazing holiday gifts. So you don't have to.
It's cashmere.
This is Italian leather.
European chocolate.
We get the deals. You gift the good stuff.
I'ma give you what you want.
A December pay-per-view to remember.
What a night.
Alexandre Pantoja, the best flyweight in the world.
Kai Asakura making his UFC debut.
He's a vicious striker. We got two undefeated phenoms. Let's go.
I'm so pumped for this fight. They will not be able to keep the roof on this place.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by Credit Union One. Discover better banking for all with Credit Union One, the official deposit partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Learn more at c-u-1.com. Welcome to our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We're at the half of the SIU Salukis hosting the Bradley Braves in the Missouri Valley Conference opener. And it's time for tonight's player profile, made possible by Arch Madness 2025. MVC correspondent Dave Snell takes a look at Bradley forward Almar Atlason.
The Bradley basketball program, since Brian Wardle became head coach nearly a decade ago, has had enormous success with international players. Several are playing professionally all over the world, including Malavi Leons, who is now with the Oklahoma City Thunder. That brings us to 6'8" inside-outside threat, Almar Atlason. From Reykjavik, Iceland, a weapon on a team with a plethora of stars.
Yeah, I think that's the first key. You know, I had to change my body, and still am. But you know, being more adjusted to the speed and being a little faster on my feet, I think that's a big step and something I'm trying to continue to improve.
I feel like he's more demanding of the ball. He talks a lot more on the court. He has been working on his post game a lot, and I thank him for that so they can stop switching and I can actually give him the ball down there and not just pass it around the court. So I feel like I always knew he could do it. I just feel like his confidence skyrockets, and I try to give him a lot of confidence on the court when we play.
The English has gotten just a lot better. But then, yeah, I mean, he's more confident. I think he can get a lot more confident. I mean, the dude's a beast. I've played against some big dudes all through college, and he's got the same size, same athleticism. I mean, he moves so well for a 7-footer. So it's just, sky's the limit for him.
And that was something that the coaches and I agreed was something that would help, and it also creates more shots, being a threat from more than just one area, and then being able to punish switches on the block is something that working to do and need to be able to do for us to have the most success. But with being a little stronger and that it's easier to score down low.
For the Missouri Valley Conference on ESPN, this is Dave Snell.
Tonight's profile is made possible by the 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. Help the conference celebrate 35 years in St. Louis, March 6th through the 9th. For more information, visit archmadness.com. And our State Farm halftime report will continue from Carbondale, Illinois, after you watch these messages.
You may not know where you stand with that neighbor you wave at but never talk to. But you always know where you stand with the Sport Clips app haircut tracker that tracks your real-time wait time. It's a game changer.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I've heard it countless times. It doesn't matter where you get your car loan, but it should. When I got my car loan, SEFQ's experts and resources gave me all the help I needed. Plus, competitive rates and flexible terms. And their free pre-approval let me know my budget right away. So I knew exactly what I could afford before I even got here. And now, this ride is all mine.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Legends say these relics hold a great force, one that could change the course of history. You're messing with powers beyond your control.
Don't you want to know what this is all about?
You're damn right I do.
You can't just sell in one place at once anymore. You gotta sell in all the places. Combine and conquer with Shopify. You get the best converting checkout on the planet. You get a point of sale squad that's always on point. And you'll be unstoppable when every post is shoppable. Cha-ching indeed. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify.
At Noble, it's time to celebrate the holidays.
Bye, Mom.
You know who's had your back this year. Show up for those who've shown up for you. Shop the Noble gift guides at nobleproject.com.
The Valley on ESPN, and we're at the half at Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois. Bradley, a very strong first half, leading 50-33 over the home team Salukis. And along with Rich Savosic, I'm John Rooney. Good to be back with you again, Coach. And here we are off and rolling. And Bradley lost a game on the road at Washington State. But since then, they've won 6 in a row, and they're on their way to the 7th unless the Salukis can come up with a way to stop some of that three-point shooting.
Well, they've been on fire in this 6-game winning streak. 8 of 10 from the three-point line here this evening, and they are just playing with a swag. You know, that swagger, that sense of confidence that you get when you have 6 returning players and three returning starters.
And hitting threes the way they do as we take a look at our first half recap, brought to you by Explore St. Louis. And we're going to see some of these outside shots now by the Bradley Braves, beginning with Duke Dean.
Well, Dean just back dribbles, gets the spread, knocks the 3 down, and then Zeke Montgomery, who had a phenomenal first half, buries his first 3 and then continues with a drive. Nice finish with the left. And for SIU, it was what they did on the offensive glass that kept it close. 8 offensive rebounds. You see Massey with the finish there. You're going to see Oligbe battle inside. Chance for the three-point play for the Salukis. And Jared Hensley with 1 3 in the first half. They're going to need more from him here in the second half.
The Valley is making its way to St. Louis for Arch Madness 2025 on March the 6th through the 9th. So start your planning now at explorestlouis.com. And let's take a look at our first half stats. The numbers of production of St. Louis Union Station, the home of attractions like the St. Louis Aquarium, the St. Louis Wheel. You can do it all at St. Louis Union Station. See where it takes you by visiting s-t-louis-union-station.com right now. And here are the numbers from the first half at the Red Hot Braves.
Well, the difference in the game, the three-point shot, 8 of 10 from the three-point line for Bradley, and only 2 of 7 for Southern Illinois. Scott Nagy's going to have to try and figure out a way to slow this Brave team down on the perimeter.
And both teams are back on the court getting ready for the second half, with the Bradley Braves enjoying a 50-33 lead at halftime. And we'll have more The Valley on ESPN after this.
Legends say these relics.
Power through the holidays with Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
As a new mom of 2, I'm so glad that I found the world's first 3-in-1 child shield by Energizer. It's the only coin lithium battery with 3 safety features designed to keep our kids safe.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Contact a Grinnell Mutual agent near you for all your home, farm, auto, or business insurance needs. First up for the second half, 20 minutes up on the board here at Banterra Center. Carbondale, Illinois, the home of the SIU Salukis. What can SIU do to slow down the outside game for Bradley?
Well, coaches say it all the time. Win the first 5 minutes, just chip away, chip away. You're not going to get a 17-point play, just one possession at a time.
And from the outside and off to the left for Kennard Davis Jr. Dean for Hannah taking the 3, and that goes in and out. And for Hannah, he's 8 of 16 now. He had 1 3-point field goal coming into the season. Oh, nice movement inside, but Massey couldn't finish. Allison is there to secure the ball for the Braves. And here comes Duke Dean.
Your point about Hannah and his 3-point shooting improvement. You know, that's one thing that Brian Wardle talked about, that add that facet to your game and you may be able to play at the next level like Malavey layouts.
And Hannah discouraged by 2 3-point attempts rattling out, but he got a hand on that shot, and the Braves come back the other way.
That's one thing he has done for 4 years, block shots with the best of them.
Hanna will take another outside shot, short this time. Massey brings the ball up the floor for the Salukis. And here come the Braves. Off the Saluki turnover, Dean to Montgomery, who's open and converts. 21 for Zeke Montgomery.
Start the second half the way you start the game.
And a 3-ball makes it a 53-36 game. Hensley with his second 3-point field goal attempt. And his second made 3-ball has 10. And that shot's too strong. Hanna trying to save it in, but sends it right to Damian Mayo Jr. Hensley in traffic. Ali Deba around to Hensley and off the miss. Here come the Braves with Dean. Backcourt to front court. Mayo is trying to stay with Duke Dean. Adelson gets a step inside Massey and will be on the free throw line as Massey picks up his second foul.
45, Antoine Massey, his second personal foul. That is the first.
Good misdirection by Adelson. It looked like he was going to dribble handoff to Montgomery and then turn the corner on Massey.
Points off turnovers. Bradley has the edge. It's not an edge. It's 11-2, a commanding lead. Adelson has 4 points, and from the free throw line he's gone 7 for 12 so far in this young basketball season. Sheridan Sharp is in for Deba, a change for the Salukis, with this shot in play for Almar Atlason. Atlason has 5 points. He came in averaging 10.4 a game. Now Sharp spinning, and he gets to the line just by making his way into the lane. Corey Thomas committed his second foul. And this is a way to get back in the game, stop the clock, and make some points from the free throw line.
Sheridan Sharp is going to get right to the rim. Nice job of pushing his body into the shot blocker.
Well, he had planned a redshirt, but was pushed into the rotation after Elijah Elliott's injury. He's playing in his 4th game, averaging about 25.5 minutes a game, so he's right into the mix coming off the redshirt list.
Sharp didn't get a lot of minutes as a freshman because he played behind Xavier Johnson, but he's going to get his opportunity for the rest of this year. They call him Sherm. He is the self-proclaimed team DJ. Also told me before the game that he sang in the choir in high school. A baritone, as it were.
And that funnels in for him. So he's on the board. He averages 8 a game out of Ben Davis High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. Sheridan Sharp. And here's Jaquan Johnson from Milwaukee to Atlason. He's from Iceland. Oh, Montgomery, and getting a hand on the ball, Kennard Davis Jr. Mayo. Davis lost the grip. And here's Johnson for Bradley. Don't give him much room. And the block inside by Massey. Off the move by Christian Davis. And a collision at the end line.
Oh, Jaquan Johnson thought he had all ball, and I might tend to agree with him.
Second team foul on the Braves, and the first on Jaquan Johnson.
Let's take another look at that block. Ignites the fast break. Oh.
With the foul,
that's a strong
the Salukis play the ball in from the end line with Sharp inbounding. Massey, and Sharp is there to help him out. Hensley. Working on Montgomery with the left hand. Too strong off the rim, but gets the offensive board and the basket. A rebound and a basket for Jarrett Hensley. He averages 9-8 a game. He has 12 tonight.
You know, John, Scott Nagy's teams always work through the post, and it doesn't necessarily mean their biggest guy, but Hensley, nice job.
Atlason buries a three. His second of the game. He has 8 points.
That's just demoralizing. If you're sitting on the Saluki bench, you work so hard, and then Atlason just bangs a three.
Hensley, a contested three-point attempt, and down to Jaquan Johnson. Atlason's open. 11 for him. I think a lot of Valley teams are really going to be deflated by plays like that. Get the ball into the front court, find a quick opening, bury a three. That's what Bradley's been doing tonight, leading 61-40. And we have a timeout. And with the timeout, this is what Bradley's done the whole night. As the Braves are leading in Valley play in the opener for the Braves and the Salukis.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at SIU1.com.
When change and uncertainty define the times, it's good to anchor to your roots, to honor and nurture them, to remember how it all started, and let that help build the future. Because we know a strong future is built on a solid past, and that past promises mean future follow-through. You can trust us to protect what you grow, build, own, and value. Trust in tomorrow with Grinnell Mutual.
Arch Madness tips off March 6th through the 9th in St. Louis, and the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is back. The MVC Fan Hangout is the place to celebrate before and after all games at Enterprise Center. Featuring restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness, the fun starts 2 hours before the first game each day of the tournament at host locations Bally Sports Live and Sports and Social. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. We'll see you there.
When you're in Southern Illinois for the big game, vacationing, or on the road for business, stay at the preferred hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Marion. The Holiday Inn Express in Marion features newly renovated guest rooms, an indoor pool, workout facilities, free high-speed internet, and full complimentary hot breakfast. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Marion, the preferred hotel of the MVC and sports teams.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU One Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Well, there's Duke Dean, the preseason MVC Player of the Year. A slow walk going to the locker room here at Banterra Center in Carbondale, with Bradley leading 61-40. And we invite you to join us for our next men's basketball production coming up Saturday, December 7th, when the Missouri State Bears play host to the Indiana State Sycamores. Our coverage from Great Southern Bank Arena in Springfield, Missouri will begin at 7 p.m. Central, as you'll be watching the Valley on ESPN coming up December 7th.
With Dean headed to the locker room, falls on Jaquan Johnson, who's having a terrific game already. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
The Salukis with the ball after the timeout. And that was contested, as Sharp had no room at all once he got to the baseline. And there's Johnson running the point. Corey Thomas is number 4. Birch in on Hensley. Hensley with the block. Out of bounds with 10 on the shot clock for Bradley. And we'll have a timeout here. We have 14:53 left in the second half. Bradley on the road leads at Southern Illinois 61-40.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
I bet it feels like rest against you, strawberry kisses.
Shop the big holiday sale. Don't miss the savings. Only at Kay.
Legends say these relics hold a great force, one that could change the course of history.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You find diamonds in the rust to put your own stamp on stock parts, turning metal into murals and detailing every detail. Because it's the things you make that show what you're made of. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. Make ribbons here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Uncle Carlos, your heartburn.
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to Walgreens.
This is not just your neighborhood Walgreens. This is help staying healthy through the holidays.
NBC-sports.com/gear. That's your official online store of the Missouri Valley Conference, with officially licensed gear from all 18 MVC championships, including Arch Madness and the Credit Union 1 MVC Women's Basketball Tournament. They have it all. Shop shirts, hoodies, hats, and more to celebrate your team's title. Visit NBC-sports.com/gear to get yours right now. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep. And going right to the basket, the miss by Corey Thomas. Bradley leading 61-40. Here's Massey. Needing a little help provided by Davis. Davis guarded by Birch. And the fadeaway, that's too short. Birch taking the ball on the bounce, and he sets it up out high. The lob low, and a nice catch there for Thomas. Oh, Johnson with the assist, and Thomas with the basket.
One Brave passes up a good shot for a great shot.
And Bradley has had plenty of great shots tonight. Bradley shooting over 56% from the field. Massey in traffic, trying to get the shot over Hanna, and it is a foul on Hanna, his second. Massey scored 6 points in the first half.
Massey's going to work hard, tries to back Hanna down. Contact, step through. Once he got Hanna up in the air, create the contact, get a couple of free throws for the young man from Olathe East High School in Kansas City.
And one more coming up for Massey, who has 6 tonight. Playing in his 9th game, averaging about 20 minutes a game for the Salukis. And an 8-rebound game against Louisiana Tech. And rebounding hasn't been a big problem tonight at all for the Salukis.
They've worked hard on the offensive glass. They just haven't been able to finish. Full court pressure for the first time tonight. Salukis showing a little 1-2-2.
And we have a foul stopping play with 13:30 left in the second half. Second foul on Diva.
Second team foul on the Salukis.
Now they got a hand of trap. The ball's loose.
14 on Medvedev in for the Braves.
I thought they were going to call a jump ball at first. They didn't. Good call by the official on the foul, but.
So here is Jaquan Johnson setting up the offense for Bradley and driving all the way in.
22, Jaquan Johnson.
Johnson was 7 tonight. No word yet on Duke Dean, who walked off the court to the locker room. And Johnson has been in working the outside along with Birch. And that is too strong for Kennard Davis Jr. Zeke Montgomery. And Birch. And a foul call. Sharp, his first foul. And the third team foul on the Salukis in the second half. And Aligbe comes back in, spelling Massey for SIU.
When you have made as many threes as the Braves have tonight, all of a sudden defense closes out a little too close. Birch able to get into the gap, draw the foul.
Sharp out, Drew Steffi in for the Salukis as Bradley will inbound. Appleson. Montgomery sealed off by Deba. 7 on the shot clock. Johnson knows time is running out. And that is off the glass, no good by Jonovic.
That's terrific defense by Davis, keeping Johnson in front of him.
Davis tied up. Off the back iron for Ali Deba. Down to 12 minutes to go in the second half. Birch with the bounce pass for the baseline, anticipated very nicely by Drew Steffi. Steffi off the steal. Davis, count it. 10 points for Davis. And a timeout, and Brian Wardle isn't at all happy about that last exchange.
Now they force the pass inside. Good defense by SIU. Score in transition. Davis bangs the three.
Legends say these relics hold a great force. One that could change the course of history.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, I even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know, years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, geez. No. Okay. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh, and T, you can't put that right in the dishwasher.
Watch me. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish game. I just scrape, load, and I'm done.
In that dishwasher?
In that dishwasher.
Only Platinum Plus is packed with more Dawn to remove up to 100% of grease and food residue, breaking down food to help it flow cleanly through the filter. Get the highest standard of clean, even in your machine.
clean enough for you?
Yeah.
Scrape, load, done. Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
Tonight, State Farm MVC Scholar Athlete of the game is Southern Illinois' Kylie McDermott, a senior defender from Eastvale, California. McDermott had 2 assists and anchored a back line which posted 4 shutouts in Valley play. A 2023-13 MVC Scholar Athlete choice, McDermott has a 3.822 grade point average in practical nursing. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we are here at Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois. The Salukis, the home team, on defense, with Bradley leading 65-44 in the second half. Jonovic out of bounds, and Bradley will play it in with 16 on the shot clock.
Jonovic couldn't get his foot set to make the spin move. Got bailed out.
Connor Dillon in the game, number 2. Jonovic with the spin, and too strong on the shot. And there's Kennard Davis Jr. Well, the Salukis are working, trying to find some kind of opening. And here's Davis stepping up and off the glass over the outstretched hands of Hamed Jonovic.
A terrific move by Davis. Got his defender up in the air.
And on the drive, a foul call.
Montgomery breaks that pressure. Scott Nagy imploring his defenders, put your foot on the sideline. Don't let him go by you. Watch this. Pull back, get him up in the air, step by him. Terrific move.
And now Bradley on the attack, 13 on the shot clock. Montgomery, the fadeaway, short this time. And Hensley rebounds for SIU. Deba looking low. Aligbe, and Montgomery was there with him, out of bounds off number 0, Rollins Aligbe. Mayo back in for Southern Illinois. And Davis will get a breather. While number 2, Connor Dillon, 5th-year player from Peoria, Illinois. He went to Winona State University but played his high school ball in Peoria.
Got a couple of brothers currently playing. Ian over at Belmont in the Missouri Valley. Declan over at SIU Edwardsville.
There's Johnson on the outside for Dillon. Allison, Dillon, and that's an air ball. Deba the other way for SIU. Inside 10 minutes to go. And with the loose ball, here come the Braves. Johnson 3-on-1. And with the loose ball, there's Hanna underneath. Atlason's open for a 3-try. Count it. 14 for him. 3 3-point field goals in the second half. 4 all told today for Almar Atlison.
That senior experience. Hanna doesn't force the shot. Atlison moves without the ball.
Deba picked clean by the freshman Johnson. Here's Hanna for the dunk. Johnson gets another assist, and Hanna has 7 tonight. He came in averaging 13.4 a game. Steffi with the turn, short though. He couldn't convert. Hensley will try driving in, and he's denied inside. It's hard to get past Hanna.
The long arm of the law.
Now Montgomery will back it out, set up the half-court offense, and give it up to Jaquan Johnson. Atlison is open. Out of bounds, and The ball belongs to Bradley.
Checking for the Braves, 5, Christian Davis. Antoine Massey, Kennard Davis, and Sheridan.
Watch the strength of Jaquan Johnson. All right, John. I know this may be a little bit too early, but I got to make the comparison. Is he the next Darrell Brown? Because he sure plays like it.
He does, doesn't he? And we have a whistle as Johnson finds some way to get to the lane and draw the contact. Sharp with the foul, his second. 15 foul on SIU at 8:31 to go in the second half.
And I'll give Darrell Brown a little
Darrell
credit.
Brown was
sitting on the bench over there. Player in charge of player development.
Seems to be working out nicely.
They told me that he plays the shooter on the scout team. You don't think he has fun with that?
And Deba knocks the ball out of bounds. And that was last touched by Bradley. Davis was there, out of bounds to the Salukis. Well, having that kind of shooter on the scout team makes your team better.
Also makes your defense look bad sometimes.
And a nice move inside. Sharp has 4 points tonight. But that's not a bad thing sometimes.
No, you're
in the whole scheme
right.
of learning and
absolutely
improving. Right. Dillon in the backcourt for Hannah, and Johnson near midcourt. Inside 8 minutes to go in the second half. The Missouri Valley Conference opener, the Valley on ESPN. With Rich Savosic, I'm John Rooney at Banterra Center. Pass inside, deflected. Here's Sharp. And Deba with the miss. We have a foul inside. Dillon with his first foul, and that takes us to a break with 7:40 to play in Missouri Valley Conference play. Bradley up big, 70-48.
The thing I miss most about being away from St. Louis is the food. I'm a creature of habit. I've had a lot of people come and visit. I always take them to the place I grew up eating. We have the best food this country has to offer.
This is ludicrous.
Ludicrous. All right, who called for ludicrous?
Sorry, we went, this is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't tell ludicrous what's ludicrous. Ludicrous tells you what's ludicrous.
Okay.
Oh, that is ludicrous. You don't need me for this. Hang on. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Good thing you have State Farm. Just file a claim on the app or call us.
Guess I can go.
Don't you mean roll out?
No, I don't.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All I know is it's lit right now. Go ahead and tell your friends. Just as long as it feels like summer. I'ma come through for the vibe. Yeah, I'm down to slide. Just as long as it feels like summer. Feel like summer. I'm trying to go. Chase the sun with you. So hit me with the light. We'll be all long as it feel like summer. Long as it feel like summer.
The Arch Madness app, presented by Great Southern Bank, is the official app of the 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. The app has all the information you need to plan your trip to St. Louis, including the tournament schedule, tickets, hotel accommodations, and special events during Arch Madness. Log on to archmadness.com or download the Arch Madness app on your Android or iOS device. You can do that right now. Rich Savosic just did that. It was so simple.
It is, even for me.
And I know how much you look forward to the fan hangout.
And there is Darrell Brown, the aforementioned former MVP, Missouri Valley Conference. And you know, John, a lot of coaches preach family, but few can live up to that fact. Bradley, on the other hand, on Thanksgiving, Darrell Brown's family came down. They rented a hall. They got the entire team there, and because Darrell Brown is from Memphis, they cooked a Creole Thanksgiving dinner. Talk about spices. But that's the family atmosphere and family
Isn't that
bond.
the way programs are going to have to thrive right now, though, with the transfer portal and And where coaches would love to develop a culture and a style, it's hard to do.
It is very hard to do, and Brian Wardle has done it here over the last 10 years.
And across the line, Darius Hannah out of bounds, and 18 on the shot clock for Bradley to play the ball in where Davis thought he had a steal.
They may have had an over and back or a double dribble as well. SIU showing some three-quarter court pressure.
And Zeke Montgomery's had a big night, scoring 21. He's number 3 for Bradley. Birch steps up. Oh, he missed the dunk. Oh, and here comes Deba. And a foul called. That's on Davis, his second. .707 to go in the second half. And now Rick Crawford going over to the scorer's table. And it was a foul on Christian Davis. Back to the line, it's Deba.
Got a little chippy in there, John. Good officiating crew. Settles him down.
No, not a shooting situation. So 22 on the shot clock. The lob pass in, and good hands there by Antoine Massey. But with the turnover, here come the Braves. Montgomery off the glass. He will be on the line. Massey's third foul. The 6th foul on the Salukis. On the next one, it's 1-and-1 time. But here's Montgomery going to the line for the first time after this play.
A nice job of turning away from the defense. Zeke Montgomery, who started his career at Bradley, went to Rhode Island, came back.
In fact, it's the second time to the line for Montgomery, and he missed one in the first half. A miss here. This one's in play at 6:55 to go. Yet behind the arc, he's been bullseye tonight.
And he's an 84% free throw shooter coming in. Atypical misses here this evening.
He said that's more like it. Give him 22.
Bradley's going to show a little three-quarter court. Just try and slow him down and shorten this game.
And it was Massey trying to keep the ball alive. He did. And a foul with Kennard Davis trying to create something in a lot of traffic. Third foul on Hannah. 16 fouls both ways now.
Well, neither team got into the bonus in that first half. A few more fouls called here in the second half. But let's see if SIU, if they can make the second free throw, that they get into that three-quarter court pressure. Bradley has not turned it over, but they have looked awful susceptible to it.
2 out of 3 tonight for number 30 Kennard Davis from the free throw line. He's looking for his 13th point. That's perfect. And with the full court pressure, mild pressure at that, across the line for Birch. And Birch in the lane, no shot there. And out of bounds, and that goes off Jaquan Johnson.
Birch had nowhere to go. The cardinal sin, don't leave your feet without an option. He had none. Turnover.
So it's Hensley to trigger the inbounds pass. Birch goes over to the bench. Massey, and there's some anticipation, and the dunk by Hannah. A steal, a dunk, 9 points for Hannah.
Massey thought about going for the block, but Hannah erased that thought quickly.
Oh, he was airborne too soon. Inside 6 minutes left in the game. This has been Bradley's night, leading 73-50. The pass low, loose ball. Hannah picks it up. Hannah on the outside with Montgomery. There's Johnson. Oh, is he quick? All the way in for the basket as he got the step on Deba.
So sneaky, crafty. I'll tell you what, when Dean graduates, I don't think they're going to miss a beat with Jaquan Johnson.
Deba in heavy traffic, had nowhere to go. Montgomery will bring it up the floor now with 5 minutes to go in the game. A very quiet Banterra Center in Carbondale, Illinois. Bradley led 50-33 at halftime, leading 75-50 now. Back the other way. And all the way in, Davis scores. (75-52) Bradley. And Davis has 15 in this one. Four and a half and ticking in the second half with Bradley in control. 10 on the shot clock. Hannah moving it on Massey with 3 on the shot clock. And a rebound for Jarrett Hensley. Where the Braves were taking their time, SIU needs to make something happen fast. 4 minutes to go.
It's good, solid defense by Bradley.
It has been good defense tonight, hasn't it? Hensley trying to back in. 6 on the shot clock. Nothing inside, and there's the steal. Christian Davis into the front court and around to Hannah and Montgomery.
Yeah, the Bradley front line is just so long. You look at Corey Thomas off the bench, 6'10", Hannah 6'9", Christian Davis a long 6'7".
Johnson near steal. And the turnaround off the rebound, a block by Massey on Corey Thomas's shot. And Massey running the floor, scores. Nicely done.
I love when you reward your big man for running the floor.
And Massey has scored 9 tonight. And we have a timeout with 3:09 to play in Carbondale. And here's what you're talking about with Massey running the length of the floor, scoring at 75-54 Bradley in Carbondale.
Being the best takes hard work. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You find diamonds in the rust. You put your own stamp on stock parts, turning metal into murals, and detailing every detail. Because it's the things you make that show what you're made of. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Over 600,000 USPS employees working in sync to ensure everything sent on its holiday ride ends with a moment of joy.
In Bradley's 75 points tonight, Zeke Montgomery has 22 of those with a career high 5 3-point field goals. And the way he was feeling it right from the start of the game, he could have probably 7 or 8 total if he wanted to take those shots. But he has worked right into the offense for Bradley, and a solid performance tonight for the team that's picked to win the Valley tournament or title to get into the tournament as the top seed this year.
One of the things that has really impressed me with Bradley this evening, they've played with this big lead. They have maintained very good shot selection. Their defensive focus has been solid. They've handled that test of success that teams will face when they get a big lead. And Zeke Montgomery's play and his unselfishness has proven that, has been contagious.
Well, Allison will come up to help out on the inbounds pass from Jaquan Johnson. Coming down to 3 minutes left of the game here in the Valley opener for both teams. And Connor Dillon in the front court with Allison. And Johnson has had an impressive night, the freshman out of Milwaukee. Allison spinning at the free throw line. There's Thomas. And Hensley with the rebound. He's had a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah, it's 12 points, 12 rebounds. Solid effort for the young man from Kansas City.
But there's a steal for the freshman Johnson. Johnson will slow the pace some, coming down to 2.5 minutes to go. And Davis on the outside. And here's Davis. He was open in the lane, but he was able to fan it out for a 3 ball by Atlason. He has 17. 5 3-point field goals tonight for Almar Atlason.
You know, Bradley came into the game shooting 43% from the 3. They have shot 65% here this evening.
Our players of the game are a presentation of State Farm, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Zeke Montgomery, we've been talking about his hot night at 22 points. And then Hensley going 5 for 12 from the field with 12 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double in the Valley opener. And our players of the game presented by State Farm.
Hensley's a guy who's going to have to score more for the Salukis with Elliott getting hurt. And this SIU team is going to get better. I like the way they attack things. They just didn't finish, and they faced a very experienced team in Bradley here. You think about it, you've got 3 returnees for Southern Illinois, 2 of which who didn't play a lot of minutes last year.
And a player who came into the program out of UT Rio Grande Valley, Elijah Elliott, is hurt.
And you think about it, so they've got all these new guys. They have a game plan, and Elliott was the focal point offensively, much like Xavier Johnson was a year ago. He goes down. Now all of a sudden you have to retool again and try and figure out, okay, where am I going to get my points here? And that's going to be a learning process for Scott Nagy and his staff and the Salukis.
As I mentioned earlier, the Valley teams are going to play a couple of games and then take a break from league action. In fact, play a game, take a break with non-conference action, come back, play another game, and then dive right back into the league after first of the year. And that's because of 12 teams in the league. And some coaches like it, some don't. But the coaches, like Brian Wardle, he takes them as they come along, and he can with his deep team.
The one thing that it helps you avoid, it gives you a conference game with your students still in, and good student turnout here with SIU tonight. But you look ahead for Bradley, they got a couple of opportunities left on their non-conference schedule. They face a talented Santa Clara team on a neutral site. And
Birch off the glass.
And then they get San Francisco at home. And if they can get both of those, they're going to have a very good net going into the rest of the conference season.
Here is Sykes, number 4, and he is short under the rim. And a foul with Sykes driving after Jorge Moreno provided the pass. And to the free throw line, it's Davian Sykes. He'll shoot 2 here with the clock stopped at 1.5 minutes to go. Sykes, a junior from Duncanville, Texas. One more to go. Jeff Jackson, the conference commissioner, is here at the game tonight for the Valley opener. Jack Watkins, the senior associate commissioner, is here as well, along with Eddie Jackson, the supervisor of officials.
Out here evaluating this crew. I'd say this crew did a very good job tonight. Can't believe I'm saying that as a former coach. I never said that when I coached, but
give me the smelling salts,
a terrific
please.
job.
I'm fainting. Yeah. Sykes makes good, and he has 3 points.
You know, I look at this SIU team, and they're going to get better as the course of the year goes on. You're talking about a coaching staff.
Right into the fire in your opening game, playing the preseason pick to win the league.
Yeah, you got Scott Nagy, who took South Dakota State from Division II to Division I, and not only took them there, he made the NCAA tournament 3 times, and then does the same thing at Wright State. Now he has a chance to take a 3rd team eventually to the NCAA tournament.
And off the steal, here comes Sykes. And a layup. Sharp has 7 tonight. Inside a minute to go. Timothy Vanderknapp, a freshman from Italy, wears number 10 in the red jersey. He's on the floor, set up in the corner with Johnson getting some pressure outside. Birch a 3.
Why not? Join it in.
Coming down to a half-minute left in the conference opener, and the follow shot goes for Moreno. Playing in his 8th game. He had 7 points, 5 rebounds against Florida Tech, and has 2 here tonight against Bradley. Birch all the way in, and he couldn't get past Moreno. Mayo. Five seconds left. And that's over the rim and down to Bradley. And Vanderknapp lets time run out as Bradley has won this one 83-60. And for the Bradley Braves, they have a 7-game winning streak after losing at Washington State November the 8th, 91-74. And a very solid, complete, consistent effort tonight by the Braves.
Offensively, their spacing was terrific. They spread the floor. They shared the basketball. 15 threes. They shot it well. Defensively, you know, Brian Wardle's going to say, hey, we didn't box out enough because SIU battled on the glass. They just couldn't finish inside enough to stay with this Bradley Braves ball club.
Well, I enjoyed it tonight, Rich, and we have more MVC men's basketball action coming up Saturday, December 7th, when the Indiana State Sycamores travel to Springfield, Missouri for a matchup with the Missouri State Bears at Great Southern Bank Arena. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. Central on the Valley on ESPN. So for Coach Rich Zavoksic and our Saluki Productions crew, I'm John Rooney. We say so long from Carbondale, Illinois, where the Braves won the league opener 83-60 over the Salukis. So great to be with you, Coach Z, and we'll get together again soon. All games airing on ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. So thanks for watching tonight, and this has been a presentation of ESPN.
A lot of people think banks